Over the last several years, I've had the privilege of meeting and interviewing hundreds of doctors across India. I've heard their stories, we've celebrated their achievements, and listened to their struggles. And if there's one thing that I've learned, it's this, that we often see the white coat, but we rarely see the human behind that white coat. As patients and families spend about 10 to 15 minutes with the doctor, but we very seldom see what comes before those 15 minutes and what comes after. If your appointment runs late, perhaps the doctor isn't being careless. Maybe she's sitting with a family whose world has just changed forever. Maybe he's handling the medical emergency that simply couldn't be rushed. Maybe she skipped her lunch. Maybe she's been awake through the night after the emergency surgery she had to do. Maybe her own child is unwell at home, but she's here because someone else's child needs her too. Now, when a doctor recommends a test, we sometimes question the intent. When a doctor charges a consultation fee, we sometimes assume it's simply because of making money. But behind every clinic and hospital is an entire ecosystem of care. The nurses, the technicians, the receptionists, the support staff, the medical equipment, technology, medicines, and a constant effort to maintain a safe, hygienic, and compassionate environment for every patient. And behind every doctor is also a family with hopes, with responsibilities, and commitments, just like ours. None of this means that patients shouldn't expect transparency, fairness, and ethical care. They absolutely must. But perhaps it reminds us that every situation deserves an understanding before judgment. Yes, there are doctors who disappoint us, just as there are people in every profession who fall short of the values they represent. But these are exceptions, not the definition. The vast majority choose medicine not because it was easy, but because they wanted to heal. Behind every white coat is a human being, someone who carries immense responsibility, someone who lives with the difficult decisions, someone who celebrates every recovery and quietly carries the pain of every patient they couldn't save. This Doctor's Day, let's celebrate not just the skill of our doctors, but their humanity, because every doctor has a story you may never know. Choose understanding before judgment. Happy Doctor's Day to everyone who's making a difference in this field of healthcare, helping people live better, helping people live.